New highlights of the Trevor Berbick-Greg Page bout. Second, bring you the Holmes-Cooney fight in its entirety. But we don't intend to stop with the mere presentation of the bout. We intend to cover every issue that occurred during the course of the fight and subsequent thereto. Examples: 1, the low blows registered by Jerry Cooney. 2, whether or not Holmes at certain points was guilty of fouling also. And 3, the scoring by the two judges that became so controversial after the scoring was revealed. Among the people you'll be hearing from are those two judges, the referee, Mills Lane, who will detail the course of events during the bout as he saw them. And finally, we will wind up with the two fighters themselves as they reflect upon that night of June 11th and as they look to their respective futures. The champion, Larry Holmes. The challenger, Jerry Cooney. Right now, let's go back to the way it was. June 11th, Berbick-Page highlights. This is a scheduled 10-round heavyweight fight featuring Trevor Berbick with a record of 22-1 against unbeaten Greg Page, 19-0. Berbick, strongly built young man, lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Came into fistic prominence by knocking out the hugely hyped Big John Tate. From Louisville, Kentucky, there's Greg Page. As a young amateur, had the look of another Muhammad Ali, hasn't stood up to that early look as a pro. In his dressing room now, Jerry Cooney, showing the same easygoing composure that he has shown ever since he got here to Las Vegas, Nevada. Looking forward to facing this man, a solid heavyweight champion of the world, 39-0. Larry Holmes getting ready. This fight begins. Note the quickness of Page's left, even though Berbick, keeping his distance well, caused a miss of both. Berbick getting his jab in, but lightly. Page, the red trunks, Berbick, the white. Things just underway, 40 seconds, first round. Good left and right combination by Page. Page knows how to use the head to slip punches, not with the skills of a Wilfred Benitez or a Muhammad Ali. Good left, short, snapping left by Berbick to that Page head. Not an easy fighter to hit defensively, Berbick. Peculiar stance, angles the body, diminishes the amount of body target for the opponent to get to. The referee is Carlos Padilla, and who refereed the Thriller in Manila, and then the first Leonard Duran bout, where Padilla became a figure of controversy. 3 judges will be scoring the fight, and Berbick caught Page, and he shakes his head with a good right. We have 50 seconds left in round 1. And Berbick has the look of an interesting fighter at this point in time, and it's early. A good left by Berbick. He's catching Page frequently.
No rest. Don't give him no rest, Trevor.
Berbick outboxing Page in this first round, in my view. Good left there by Page. Good right by Page to the face, and then a good left to the body. This may Be an interesting fight. The bell for round 2. Interesting first round. Page rallied in the late seconds, but Berbick was ahead of him during much of the first round, scoring well on at least 3 occasions. Good quick left by Page, followed by a good quick right. Look at Berbick. Counterpunch to the Page midsection, and Page felt it. Page with a right lead. Berbick fights right back. This kid Berbick's got some stuff. He is hurting Page. Out comes Page's mouthpiece. Carlos Padilla made no attempt to move in when Page was halfway to the floor on the ropes. And Trevor Berbick is putting on some display. Now Page is out of there, shaking his head. His eyes a little glassy, glazed. Trevor Berbick surprising everybody here. Beautifully built guy, too. It started with a superb counter-punching barrage to the belly, and he whipped Page across the ring to the corner. Page's corner, as a matter of fact. Page appeared to have gone down, but he never reached the floor, and Padilla never interceded. We have a minute to go in round 2. Caution from Padilla to Berbick. Berbick is talking to Page, complaining about thumbing in the eye. Berbick clearly dominating in the second round. Scoring will be under WBC rules, 10-point must system by the 3 judges. Padilla to have no voice in the scoring. Page, spotty as a pro. Lackluster against Jimmy Young, you'll remember, and for that matter, too, against the journeyman George Chapman. Looked very good against Alfredo Evangelista, but Evangelista not an opponent to be reckoned with. After the Berbick-Page fight, Greg Page said that he had fractured his right thumb, that it had happened in the second round, the round you have just seen. Be that as it may, rounds 3 through 7 were of a pattern. According to the judges, Berbick enjoying a slight edge, and Berbick establishing a stiff counter-punching ability to the stomach, and that gradually sapped Greg's strength. But the key rounds were the 8th and the 10th rounds. And you'll be seeing action in those rounds when we return in just one moment. Larry Holmes in his dressing room, intent, purposeful, serious, determined to beat Jerry Cooney, believing that if he does, he will finally get the recognition that has so far eluded him. An absence of recognition that haunts him. Cooney, on the other hand, that same clowning, easygoing manner that has manifested his behavior ever since he got here to Las Vegas, Nevada. The fight, start of round 8. Page red trunks, Berbick white. Page did better the last 2 rounds. This can be a close fight in the scoring. When it's all over, if Page can have continued success with his boxing. The physical damage has been done by Berbick. 2nd round, 3rd round, 5th round. But no knockdowns, one near one in the 2nd round. That's where Berbick can do his damage. Page must get out of there. Berbick all over him. Page was lax in the manner in which he finally got out of there and started toward ring center because Berbick followed him immediately. Now he's got him. Berbick does in the other corner. And first he works the belly. Then he moves up. Page is saying, "You didn't hurt me." He's talking to Berbick now. But Page has been hurt in this fight. Not just physically, but I suspect in his inability to impress people with his development. Berbick got in a good blow to the belly. Page scoring with the left jab. Page's attempted right was very nicely picked off by Berbick with his left glove. Wild on the part of Berbick. Amateurish at that instant. And we approach the end of the 8th round. Greg Page facing perhaps an unlooked-for setback at a very important time in his career. 19 victories, no defeats. I must say Greg is trimmed down. He looks better in the stomach than I've seen him look in the last year and a half. 10th and final round. Berbick was hurt briefly, but comes right back. Surprising resilience in this man, Berbick. Page wanting to put on a show in the final round. Hopeful of somehow getting the decision. Tenth round. Fighting in a blistering heat. Still, no need to turn on the lights yet. They'll be on for the main event, I guess. Wild swinging now in the late going. That's what I mean. Halfway through the final round.
Time to find a place to lay down. Come on, there he is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Berbick again going to the stomach.
There it is again.
There's been a lot of movement by Page. You've seen him bouncing that way substantially throughout the fight. But one has to question how purposeful that movement is. He is not Muhammad Ali. Berbick scoring on the inside there, effectively.
Hey, come on, come on!
when Page gets those lefts in, fine, you score points. But you don't do damage because they are thrown from too far out, and the power is used up before its arrival. Now the announcement of the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Dwayne Ford scores 98-92. Judge Dave Moretti scores 98-92. And Judge Jerry Roth scores 96-94 for the winner by unanimous decision, Trevor Berbick.
Well, there it is, a huge step forward in the career of Trevor Berbick. And to step backward clearly for Greg Page, you'll have to go back to the drawing